this is a song about going barefoot. Well, actually, this is a song about living a barefoot lifestyle. I don't really have a name for this song, but most of you may think it's about a restaurant. I'll just call it my Thanksgiving weekend BIL radio show song that I put together for you. That's really all it really is. If you like this song, you can always like Facebook too, and all the other stuff that goes on in the world. But I figure since we had some time together, I'd like to give you a little taste of it. It kind of goes something like this. You can barefoot anywhere you want, 'cause barefoot is legal. You can barefoot anywhere you want, 'cause barefoot is legal. Walk all around, go out and get a snack. Shop at the store, just go for a walk. You can barefoot anywhere you want, 'cause barefoot is legal. Now, it all started quite a while ago, where there was a myth that all started a few decades ago, actually. In fact, back in the late 60s, maybe early 70s, which would actually be many, many Thanksgivings ago, about being illegal to go into places barefoot. See, that was when business owners started putting signs up because they did not want hippies or poor black people in their businesses. So these stores could not hang signs up that said no blacks allowed or anything like that. And they didn't want hippies hanging around either. So they put signs up that said no shoes and no service. Well, we're going to move ahead a few decades because businesses are now not doing that well, sometimes because of those signs. And there are many laws that protect a person's rights to go barefoot for many different reasons. See, some of you listening to this may think that I'm about to tell you that I had a ton of shoes at one point in my life and they were in a pile, never getting used. And one day I decided to take all the shoes that I had and load them into a truck and get rid of them. But nothing like that ever happened. In fact, I never really liked shoes to begin with. So there's no cool story about me loading up a half a ton of shoes and dumping them off the edge of a cliff because I saw a big pile of shoes at the bottom of it. And instead of dragging a big pile of shoes up a cliff, it would be easier to throw mine down there. But if you ever come across a cliff and you want to get rid of shoes for good, just go and toss them down. Just make sure there's no one under there when you do. Of course, the lawyers required me to say that. And of course, you don't want to send your shoes to villages in Africa either, because of course it's killing the lions. Because you see, what happens is if you're not used to wearing shoes and you're trying to run away from a lion that's about to maul you, you'll fall on the ground because you can't get away, and, well, lions will choke on the shoes, and then all the animal rights activists will get very upset. See, I guess that leads me to a point, though. See, shoes seem to be quite dangerous. In fact, there are so many slip and fall, and personal injury claims, flip-flops toss dirt off the floor onto the food that you're eating in a restaurant, and car accidents from shoes getting caught in pedals, and deformity too. Not to mention the bacteria, fungus, and all the other nasty stuff that grows in them. See, I guess you could actually consider shoes, in and of themselves, just implements of destruction, and you may not want to wear them. But just go out and have dinner that can't be beat and enjoy the comfort and safety of going barefoot. But you see, there's some people out there that think the opposite. See, this is the time of year people are out doing a lot of shopping with all the holidays coming up. And some of us may be doing a little traveling. Well, I was traveling the other day. Well, just the other day I was out shopping and I walked into a store. Yep, I was barefoot and no one cared. So I went into many stores, restaurants, and other businesses. I mean, throughout most of my life. Never really had much of a problem. Over 20 years walking all over the world barefoot. No shoes, no socks. Nothing, just my feet wandering this vast landscape barefoot. And guess what? No one cares. Most of the time, people really don't care if you have shoes on or not. Well, one day I was wandering around doing my thing and enjoying myself. I bought what I need and I went home and put it away. Yeah. You see, that's a typical day. At least for the past 20 plus years of my life. But anyway, the other day I had to make a quick stop in a store, pick something up, and I walked in this store and there was this guy standing there. I was about to walk past him and he stopped me right there and he said, "Kid, do you have shoes?" Well, I looked at him and I said, "No." He said, "Why?" So I began to tell him about all the health benefits and how it was for my own reasons and all about health and safety and all that other stuff. And he stopped me right there and he said, "Well, I don't think you could be barefoot in here." Well, I asked him why, and he rambled on about health department and laws and liability, and he was so whipped up over my feet. He took out his phone and started taking pictures. He was trying to call his manager on his radio, and he was so flustered. He could barely keep his name tag on. He had a vest that was falling off his shoulders, and he just stood there throwing a fit about how he knows about the laws, and his managers were on the way, and so I stood there, quite entertained by his reaction. Well, the manager came over, along with other employees, as if this was the biggest crime of the century. That greeter started telling his manager about what was going on, and he was showing him the 27 color digital photos on his phone. He opened up another app and was making circles and arrows and trying to tell him and explain what each one was and how I was barefoot. And the manager stopped him right there and then he looked at me. The manager looked right at me and said, "Sir, I'm sorry about this. You enjoy your shopping. If you need any assistance, please let me know." Well, that door greeter looked at him, looked at the phone, looked back at me, looked at the manager. He looked at all the 27 digital photos that he took on his cell phone, looked back at me and looked at the manager and realized it's a typical example of him not knowing how to treat customers, and he knew that his manager was going to give him a talking to later on. I went along my way and I got what I needed. You see, folks, at times you may feel like you have no support. Just because you don't see others around you that live a barefoot lifestyle doesn't mean that you're alone. See, barefootislegal.org has a closed group where members can interact with each other, support each other, and be empowered. See, Barefoot is Legal is more than just a group, though. It's an organization. It's a community. See, at first, some of our new members may come in, and you may thinking that society is, put you in the Group W bench until you come join us. But then you'll see. See, we do not just play with pencils and share pictures and poke and like. See, we support a person's right to go barefoot, and we debunk the myths. Members have meetups, and meetups are fun. You go out and you meet other members of the Barefoot community, and when you meet up and you all kick off your shoes and you jump up and down in public and everybody's looking at you, and you throw your shoes in the air and you jump around screaming, I want to be bear, bear, bear. I want to feel dirt on the ground, grass between my toes, bear, 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 and you're all jumping up and down, living the barefoot lifestyle during one of our meetups, screaming bear, bear. Well, okay, not quite like that, but you get my point. See, we need to stand up for our rights, debunk the myths. And that's why I say, when we stand up for ourselves, and we stand together as a group, stand together as a community, you can actually think about it. You can barefoot anywhere you want, 'cause barefoot is legal. You can barefoot anywhere you want, 'cause barefoot is legal. Walk all around, go out and get a snack. Shop at the store, just go for a walk. You can barefoot anywhere you want, 'cause barefoot is legal. See now, why don't we try this? Kick off your shoes. Why don't we try it this way? Kick off your shoes, and this way you feel it. Kick those shoes off, and the next time the riff comes around the guitar, sing along with me. You ready? Let's try it. You can barefoot anywhere you want, 'cause barefoot is legal. You can go barefoot anywhere you want, 'cause barefoot is legal. Walk all around, go out and get a snack. Shop at the store, just go for a walk. You can barefoot anywhere you want, 'cause barefoot is legal. Even restaurants, but now, let's try this again. How about this time with some feeling? Ground yourself and sing it like you're standing up for your rights. Sing it like you want to make a change. Sing it like you believe in a cause. Let's try this again. You can barefoot anywhere you want, 'cause barefoot is legal. You can barefoot anywhere you want, 'cause barefoot is legal. Walk all around, go out and get a snack. Shop at the store, just go for a walk. You can barefoot anywhere you want, 'cause barefoot is legal.org. You can barefoot anywhere you want, 'cause barefoot is legal. You can barefoot anywhere you want, 'cause barefoot is legal. Walk all around, go out and get a snack. Shop at the store, just go for a walk. You can barefoot anywhere you want, 'cause barefoot is legal.org.